Hi, ladies. Welcome to High Heels and Destiny. Today we have Feleccia Turner on board. She is the owner and CEO of Brownstone. Say hello.
Hey everybody. Hey Naranda. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, girl. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you for coming on. You are such a wonderful person. I like your message behind Brownstone, and I just wanted to bring you on because I know that your platform deal with multiple things with fashion, wellness, and beauty. So those are like three of the main components when it comes to women. So I was looking at some of your videos on your business page, and I was looking at the message how women were just talking about embracing themselves and confidence, and I think that's something that's very important in this time with women because we're going through a time where women is lacking confidence and feeling pretty and stuff like that. So I'm just so happy to have you on, to just be able to give us a message. Could you tell us a little bit about your business and what it entails?
Absolutely. Yes. So Brownstone is a fashion, beauty, and wellness experience inside of the Black woman community. So we are a retail company, but we're multifaceted. So the wellness component is surrounding all of the aspects of wellness. So, wellness includes being physically, mentally, spiritually, financially whole. And I think that that's very important. I didn't want to birth just a fashion business, but the pandemic really allowed me or showed me the way to pivot, and that's to definitely put wellness at the forefront. Beauty is, Black women, we're known for our beauty, all facets of it, whether it be our hair, our skin, our makeup. So that's where it came from. So Brownstone offers all of that. I like to say that Brownstone is like Essence with a shopping feature. So it's all about Black women. Of course, we encourage and want customers and women of all colors. But when you walk inside of a Brownstone store, future flagships, hopefully will be all over the country. When you walk inside of a Brownstone store, we want you to know that this is from the essence of a Black woman, right? And you'll be able to come in and really see what we're about. And so that's what Brownstone is all about. So we're building the online component right now. There is an editorial feature. There's also the shop feature. We also offer VIP styling services. And in April, we'll be launching the beauty component of Brownstone, where there'll be the YouTube feature, talking all things beauty and style as well. So that is the Brownstone experience.
Okay, that's good. So you started Brownstone. What led you? Is this a God idea that God leads you and say, "Hey, I want you to do this"? Was this your idea? What was the purpose and message for Brownstone?
Awesome, awesome. So yes, God definitely gave me the vision. So I've had the vision probably since 2018.
Okay.
So for the last decade, I've been in higher education. My corporate career was in higher education, but on the technology side, as a dean and project manager. So the vision, I tell you that because the vision encompasses all of my experience. So, entrepreneurship and higher education are both of my passions that God has given me. And so, going back to high school, I've always been into fashion and hair and beauty, but I sort of abandoned that going the college route. So after I had both of my kids, I began to pray for what vision would I be able to birth into the world. Having owned several businesses in my 20s, I knew that it was important to be passionate about whatever it was. So that's what I was praying about. And I knew that when the vision came, it wouldn't be something that I wasn't passionate about. So Brownstone came from that. God gave me the vision of a complete store because in my career, I've built one-stop centers for colleges and universities across the country. So I have the skills, the technology skills to incorporate into the business, and then the fashion and beauty are just my natural skills. So again, it's a huge vision, but God gave it to me, and I have the faith that He'll give me the steps and the guidance and the protection and the support to make it come to fruition. So that's how it came. Again, the online component. The digital community is one thing, but the end goal is ultimately brick and mortars uniquely laid out and designed brick and mortars as well.
So how do you want your business to be a game changer for women?
Mm,
As far as confidence, emotionally, mentally, physically, how do you want your business?
awesome, awesome. That's a good question.
Mhm,
So again, so if we think about when we shop, right? When we shop, right? All of us, we shop, whether it be online or in person. Um, Tell me, have you ever walked in a department store of any kind? Think about your Dillards, your J.C. Penney's, your
mhm,
Nordstrom, your Saks. Um, they're not owned by Black women. They're
mhm,
not. You may see one little section, right,
mhm, mhm,
that is curated for Black women, or you may see around Black History Month. You may see some things marketing towards us.
mhm,
This will change. Brownstone is going to change the game because when you walk in a brownstone, you're going to know that it is owned by Black women. The designs, everything in the store will be a majority produced by Black women of quality.
mhm,
You won't walk in the store and feel like, oh God, this stuff
mhm,
is cheap. Why is everything, you know, this type of print? Why is everything so trendy? No, classic, right?
mhm.
So
That's good.
the level of the level of apparel and products and things you can't expect again is on the level of your Dillards and your Express. It's not equal to your fast fashion H&M, you know, what you see on a lot of Instagram boutiques or Forever 21. That does not exist here, so that changes the game. It's definitely disruptive.
Mhm,
Dating back, you know, when I did my research about the history of Black ownership in retail, there's only been one Black owned department store in the history, right, of our country. And it was started off in Chicago. And so as retail has evolved, right, people will say brick and mortar, that's dying all day.
mhm,
Again, some of my former experiences in real estate as well. So the store will not be your typical department store. So you think about your J.C. Penney's. Look at how they're partnering with Sephora is inside of J.C. Penney's, right?
mhm,
Ulta is coming inside of Target, right? Brownstone will have a makeup counter. Brownstone will have 4 salon suites. Brownstone will have an interior design area. So it is definitely a unique layout again, or design that you haven't seen before. So it won't be a typical store that you walk in. So definitely game changing in every
mhm,
way. Coming to the present, because that's just one component that's being
mhm,
built, right? Coming to the present, I partner with creatives monthly in every way to come to the platform to offer women a wellness component. So in January, we started off with a nightly wind down. We had a yoga teacher every Wednesday who
mhm,
helped busy working women, professional women, wind down with a full body stretch. In February, we had a core workout, strengthening your core every Sunday. Right now, we have a certified nutritionist on every Thursday night. Tonight, it will actually be her last session where she's teaching us how to cook to live. Next month, we have a finance professor, Dr. Jafrida Brown, will be on teaching us how to all things finances, right? So the wellness component is intended to enhance our daily lives. The fashion, just a component. That's again one of my gifts that God gave me. I'm happy to bring it forth. But game changing in a lot of different ways, multifaceted. I'm just grateful for the support and the vision, and I look forward to continuing to unfold all of it as I'm unfolding as a woman myself.
mhm. And I want to go back a little bit when you was talking about fashion. It's so good that you say that you guys are different from most, online boutiques and stuff like that, because we live in a world where everything is so trendy, and the clothes is not the clothes that a 9 to 5 woman want to wear or a business woman want to wear, and that's not to, dismiss those clothes, but I'm 35 and to be 36. I don't want my butt and stomach and all that stuff out. So to be able to shop somewhere that represents me and the things that I want to wear. I think it's great because it's women out here that really want to be able to look cute and not be so trendy. Because I have learned over the years, trendy clothes, they come in and they go out. But see, I like to buy pieces where when I buy these clothes, I can wear it 5 years from now. I can wear it 10 years from now because it's not going anywhere. So I have kind of learned to stay away from trends. I may
Mhm.
buy a piece here and there, but to just like buy a lot of trendy pieces, it's not the way I go. So just to have you to be able to bring clothing that's not trendy, or even if you got a touch of trends to it, it's
Yeah.
not like something that's gonna a month or two from now I can't wear it no more because it's gone out of style. So I think that is awesome, to be able to have some clothes that's set aside from most online boutiques, because every boutique you look at on Instagram, it's like everybody got the same exact stuff. And it's more trendy. It's nothing classy and clean, for business women, moms, your 8 to 5. So I think that alone itself is just absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, thank you so much. And I will tell you that that was challenging. From the age of about 25, 26, the thought came to me to start, an online boutique. And I just couldn't move on it because I just didn't want to get out there. And we're faced, this is going into the wellness and beauty aspect
Mm-hmm.
of digging deeper to what we're really how we're really living outside of social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're out here, we're moms, we're wives, we're career women, and a lot of the things that we see online, the girls look good. Don't get me
Right.
wrong. Their bodies, the color, the hair, the makeup, it all looks good, but on a daily basis,
Mm-hmm.
that's not really how we look or how we're dressing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Brownstone is intended to reflect the real woman, every day, looking back at her, right?
Mm-hmm.
The wellness component is intended to remind you to keep yourself, your natural self, at the forefront. And that's a everyday job.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come easy. We have so many options nowadays to just go get a nip tuck, just go get a surgery, and fix it all so that we can wear the trendy clothes and they can
Mm-hmm.
look right. Um, it's a lot. It's very real. But getting back to a couple of I guess fun facts about fashion. So that's called fast fashion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, me just asking God, and before I was able to step out confidently in this behind this vision, why fashion? People just take fashion for granted. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but God said, what you have is necessary to be put out front. So I guess my gift came from, I didn't have a lot of money growing up, right? So I had to make pieces work. And
Mm-hmm.
what I learned was I gravitated towards clothes that were classic and timeless, that I could wear multiple times in multiple ways. And that's where really my style comes from. You should be able to grab different jewelry, different shoes, different bags, different coats, different
Mm-hmm.
accessories, and mix and match your wardrobe. But you should always have quality staple pieces in your closet that should
Mm-hmm.
last you for years. When you get compliments on pieces, a lot of times they are pieces that you've had for so long.
Girl, and that is so true because I always have people tell me you got a lot of clothes, and I'm like, girl, like they think I be shopping. No, I don't be shopping. Like this is stuff that I have collected over the years, and I may not be able to, I may not, award the year I bought it, so I pull it out. But it's just because it's not trendy pieces, because when you don't buy trendy pieces, it goes on forever. And I'm also a thrifty shopper. I love the what is it? The American thrift store. I mean,
Mhm.
blazers you can get. I mean, people believe it or not, $5. Any color blazer you would want,
Mhm.
$6. The greens, the reds, the blues. Rather than going to Express or all these other stores and you paying so much money for them, I used to go to the thrift store. And then like dress pants. Like I refused when I was working. I was like, I'm not going to spend $60 on a pair of blue pants when I can go to the thrift store and get them for $4 or $5. And so it was just like grabbing all that different stuff, putting it together. And like you said, you can make it work and not have to spend a lot of money.
Yes, absolutely. And let me be clear, Brownstone offers a mix, right? But majority and long term is quality classic pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the mission is majority. So there will be some trendy pieces, and when I say trendy, trendy in my mind, but not all the way trendy, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I want to be clear that there are some pieces in there because the businesswoman in me, you have to have a mix of
Yeah,
products to offer
I
a
agree.
client.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I completely agree. So, okay, when you was talking about you're gonna have someone to come on and where, okay, so like, do they go onto your website? How can people watch like these different, well, they're not tutorials, but you know, when people go live and talk about all that different stuff, where can people go to watch that? Is it on your website, your business page, or you have to be a member? How does that work?
Yeah, so it's all on Instagram, sometimes Facebook, but Instagram seems to be the easiest. Shop Brownstone is our handle on Instagram. Facebook is Brownstone. I think we tag Facebook in all of our posts here for this interview. But Shop Brownstone Instagram is where the live wellness sessions are hosted. And again, sometimes it's on Facebook as well. But social media is where we host our wellness collaborations. And
Is
then
there a certain time?
there are different times every month, but
Mm-hmm.
once we start a month, it's continuous. So, for example, Dr. Jeffrey Brown, who will be
Mm-hmm.
on April 1st for finance, she'll be on Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. So that'll be for the whole month of April, which is also Financial Literacy Month, right?
Okay.
So the reminders is intended to create a routine throughout the month.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, let's get back into wellness. Wellness is something that's really, really important because I think we sometimes focus so much on looking pretty on the outside that we don't take care of the proper care on the inside because what's inside bleeds outside, you know. And so, how important is wellness when it comes to, you know, fashion and beauty? That's great, but let's talk a little bit about wellness, taking the proper care of yourself on the inside.
It's everything. It's everything, Miranda. What I would say resonates with me and most women, most Black women, right? That's what
Mm-hmm.
Brownstone is about and who is for. Is that we tend to be servants of our community. And when I say our community, I mean our families. I'm a wife and a mom of two. I have a career. I could give, and never pour back into myself. I
Mm-hmm.
was raised by a strong Black woman who I witnessed do that all of her life. She retired, my mom retired 2020, thank God. And now I'm seeing her be able to give back. So for me, wellness, I had to prioritize it. I'll be honest. When I was in LA the week the pandemic hit, actually sourcing for Brownstone. Um, and I came home to my house with my, I think maybe 6 month, 8 month old at the time. I think 6 months. Still breastfeeding house, and I just went into like a mini depression because I realized that I had not taken care of myself. My daily schedule was more about everything else I can do from work to my family, right? Um, I wasn't fit in anywhere. So again, God gave all of us something in the pandemic, right? Everybody should have brought something out of the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was wellness, and that was when wellness was incorporated into Brownstone. It can be really trendy, the wellness word, right? But at the same time, people say wellness is trendy right now, but get it how you can get it, right? If there's a 15-minute stretch on Instagram that at 8:45 p.m. when you laid your babies down and you need to put that phone instead of scrolling and stretch, right, your body. Have you moved your body all day, right? Or you've been sitting at a desk all day, right? This is time to relax your mind. So we got to get it how we can get it in this fast-paced world. We know that spiritually in January, my good friend Tashandra, who went to school with both of us, she was my first girl talk, and she talked about what it looks like to start your day with God. And
Mm-hmm.
every morning we talked about starting your day with a devotional of your choice, right? Spending time with God. And what the quote we took away from that was the order matters, right? We
Mhm.
wake up in the morning. I know, again, not perfect, still don't do it some days. When I'm having a good flow, a good balance is getting done right. But
Mhm.
starting the day was just spending some time with God because we are on the go, go, go all the
Mhm.
time. For me, that's what wellness is about. It's definitely multifaceted. We cannot forget about the physical, right? Most Black women are going to have a spiritual relationship. I think we are the essence of God ourselves, right? We
Mhm.
all that um,
Mhm.
naturally, but we cannot forget about the physical. Again, we can just focus on. We can just say, "I'm just going to get it taken out," right? But why not slow down and just take care of yourself? Why not educate yourself about ourselves, about food, and how to properly nourish our bodies. So wellness is a lot, and it's just something that I'm happy that Brownstone can contribute to people's efforts to keep themselves well.
So, define what beauty is to you.
Yeah, great question. So beauty to me is having confidence in yourself. It's just that simple for me. Beauty has nothing to do with how the world sees you, how the world tells you what's beauty. I've never thought that. I've always thought that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And if you're confident in yourself, then other people will see that confidence. And that's how you are able to stand in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I love you. You're beautiful. You're smart. You're kind. And I'm raising two daughters right now. And so it's important for me to reflect that and show that to them. Just confidence in yourself. If and that comes out in your actions and your words. Are you down in other women? Are you constantly comparing yourself to other women? That doesn't reflect beauty to me. So beauty is just knowing that you are made in God's image and learning to love every part of yourself. And the parts that you don't love, work on them. Work on
Mhm.
them, right? And just be honest when it's something that you don't like about yourself, and that's what allows you to have compassion towards other people, because we all have parts of ourselves that we don't love and want to work on and wish were another way. But you still have to know that God made you exactly how you are in this moment, in this
Mhm.
time, right? Presently. As a mom, you a lot of times you can reflect back to, oh, my body used to look this way, or it doesn't look this way, but right now. So constantly working to make sure that you're mentally loving on yourself right now. And that, to me, that's what a beautiful woman is.
Okay. And let's hit on the last thing. Let's talk about confidence. Confidence is something that a lot of women struggle with right now, and I did a Facebook live last night in my private group. And I said that um, the true you is the person that you are when nobody else around. And the true you is being able to love the nakedness of you without the eyelashes, without the wigs, without the nails, without the makeup, without the clothes, without the bag. Who are you when you take off all that stuff? Can you accept I love Miranda without all this type of stuff? So what message can you give a woman in learning how to be confident? Because yeah, clothes do play a factor in confidence. It's something that enhances beauty. Does to makeup do too. But being able to get down to the true nakedness of, okay, without the clothes, without the beauty, me learning to love me for me without that stuff. Just being able to have the mindset like this stuff is important, but it only adds to me rather than subtracting from me. It should never be the main component.
Yes. So, as I was listening to you, when you said you were naming all of the things, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
visually, right, I have a very imaginative mind. I saw myself taking off all of those things. And it brings me to the root of who I am and who I was raised to be. And I'm a woman of God, number one, right?
Mm-hmm.
On my high days, I'm freaking God. On my low days, I'm praising God. I'm always seeking out what lesson God has for me to learn in every season, what kind of person God wants me to be. You know, what God just told me the other day, He's teaching me patience. So we talk about confidence. What is it? I just think it's knowing who you are. And you say, what message can I bring? It's continually search yourself, search your soul, right?
Mhm.
Find out what things are no longer serving you, right? Pray to let them go. I don't want to get on here and act like I have all the answers, because I don't. And there's still some things that I struggle to let go. There's still some things I have been successful in letting go. I consider myself like a flower, right? I'm always blooming. I can look back at chapters where I was really struggling with some things that I, have mastered in a sense right now. There are some things today that, hopefully down the line, if God says the same, that I will have mastered then, right? So it's just a constant doing the work. My best friend and I were just texting earlier this morning, and we were talking about doing the work. And a lot of times it can feel really lonely and really hard. Again, we are living in a fast-paced world where
Mhm.
you can just literally use your precious time on this earth scrolling social media and looking at all of the things and never doing the work on yourself. So I would just say, take some time. If it wasn't for Brownstone in 2021, I would be on my normal social media break. Take some time for yourself to come back. But I'll go back to something I said earlier. Um, and I hope I'm answering your confidence question,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Start your morning with God. Start
Mhm.
your morning. And God, and when I say God, I want to be clear on what my definition of God is. God lives inside of me. God is He's the driver, I'm the passenger, right? He's not
Mhm.
separate from me. I say he out of default, right? But God might be a she. It's God is all up in here, right? It's
Mhm.
not separate from me. It's not at the church. Is I walk around with the presence of God with me. So
That's
I just
good.
want to be real clear on that. When people say God, they think you're going religion. God is within me. I will not fail. So to me, that's confidence is all of that. It's all of that. And I got to give the credit to my mom for instilling all of that in me.
And confidence is so important because when you have confidence, I think confidence plays a big role in a lot of things, not just looks, but it plays a role in relationships. Whether if you are confident in yourself, certain relationships, certain jobs. If a job comes to you and they say, "I'm going to only pay you $8," and you confident, you're like, "Oh no, I know that I'm worth more than that. I'm not going to, accept that." So confident is so powerful and it's so big. It's like it's almost like a car. It drives you,
Mhm.
in a positive way if you have it. But if it's something that you're lacking, it can also be something that's, not good. So
It
confidence is something really important.
It does. And my only advice here, I'm careful with advice, girl. I'm careful with advice.
Mm-hmm.
Because baby, it's a glass house. It's a glass house, right? But my only advice is that when you lacking confidence in any area, work on it.
Mm-hmm.
Work on Do the work. I know during the pandemic, I did a fast, right? Um, out of all the work I did in 2020 on myself, I was around here eating everything, right? Having wine, right? A margarita when I wanted to, taking care of these babe, all of that, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
looked up and I looked in the mirror and my stomach, because all my weight would go to my belly area. It was just out there, right? Now the work was getting done mentally and spiritually. God was working on me, but physically, it was just like, what happened here? So I did a 20-day fast, and my husband was looking like, oh Lord, you ain't finna cook for 20 days, right? And I'm like, no, I'm gonna cook for y'all still, but I gotta do this for myself. And I
Mm-hmm.
did. And I juiced and ate smoothies and salads, for the 20 days. Was it hard? Some days were harder than others. Some days were easy. But at the end of the day, I was so proud of myself for
Mm-hmm.
doing. And I could have had every excuse in the world. Number one being that I'm a mom raising kids, because we'll look at each other and say, "Girl, you got babies. Girl, you okay?" But
Mm-hmm.
the truth be told, the amount of time we spend on other people, social media, all these distractions.
Mm-hmm.
We have to devote the time to ourselves, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that's how you build confidence. Nothing feels better than the hard work that you do on yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. So as we wrap this up, I want you to leave a nugget. I'm going to let you pick what that nugget is. I usually have something I throw out there, but if it's a nugget that you can leave to empower all women, what would it be?
A naked, tell me what you
A
mean.
nugget, like a special
A
message.
nugget.
Yes.
A nugget.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you say you usually throw something out there.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to do.
I'm gonna let you
I, I want you to throw something out there, girl.
um
I need help. Throw something out there.
well, let's see. It's something that you can say that can encourage a woman when it comes to wellness, fashion, and beauty. What would you say?
Okay. The verse comes to mind. Do not grow weary in well doing.
That's
Right.
good. Oh, you
That's
got me on that one.
you got me. So we good, girl. We good. I, I would say do not grow
That's
weary
good.
with doing, in all of the things that we talked about today. Fashion, right? Less than 1% of women, I'm sorry, less than 1% of designers in department stores are of color. I have a big feat ahead of me, but I have to believe that what I'm doing will pay off. I can't grow weary by doing it. Might get tired, might rest, but I won't.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to beauty and wellness, the alternative is to not work on yourself or to go get a fast fix. But again, don't grow weary in well doing. Work on yourself and just daily. All of the work that Black women doing. I know my sister just crossed Delta last night. That's a whole community about service, right?
Mm-hmm.
And scholarship. So that's well doing. So just don't grow weary in it. Don't go weary in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard in today's world. We got so many options just to
Mm-hmm.
look a certain way and it not really be what's going on behind the screen. But for those of us who are trying, which is the majority of us, right? The majority
Mm-hmm.
of us are really trying to be good people and focusing on growing. Don't get tired. God sees all and knows all. And then when we aren't doing as good as we think we can, God forgives, and failure is going to happen. It's a part of life. So let Him pick you up and carry you
Mm-hmm.
when you can't carry yourself and when you feel like you're not doing good. So until you can stand back up on your own 2 feet. So that's
And
my
one thing I do want to throw out there is for women to know is that, the clothes don't make you, you make the clothes. Because I think sometimes when it comes to confidence, we feel like, designer and clothes make us, but we make the clothes. And that's very important that women knows that we make the clothes. We make the clothes look good. The clothes don't make us look good. We make the clothes look good. And my last nugget that I want to leave is that stay in your own lane. Focus on your own lane. That's something I struggle with. That's something a lot of women struggle with, because one thing about it, when you're in a car, you have to look forward. But when you start looking to the left and looking to the right, sometimes you merge out that lane. And when you merge out, then there's a possibility you can hit something that's next to you. But when you're focused and you're keeping your eyes on a prize, you can get to your destination without making without making accidents occur. Certain things don't have to occur if we don't make them occur. So making sure that we stay in our own lane is something that's really, really important. Stay focused, regardless of what social media got going on. What this you may look at social media, like this person got a new outfit, they got a new bag, they got a new house. We can't worry about that. God have a timing that's perfect for everybody, and we just have to trust the process and believe that in God's timing, that when it's His time, that we'll have everything that our heart desire. Just
Amen.
according to God's will. Mm-hmm.
Amen. Amen.
So before we jump off of here, I want you to leave your website. Let them know if they want to. What's your website? Leave your tell them what's your business page. So just in case they want to go look at your website, put your website out there.
Yes. So we are at shopbrownstone.com, shopbrownstone.com. All of our handles, Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, is all Shop Brownstone. The official name of the company is the Brownstone Experience. Again, it's a fashion, wellness, and beauty experience inside of the Black woman community. You can, again, connect with us based out of Dallas, Texas, and we appreciate all of the support and so much enjoying building the community.
Okay. So you guys, y'all have it. And once again, I want to thank you so much for coming on to High Heels and Destiny platform. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Naranda. Thanks for
You're
having me.
welcome. Thank you.